sensational, the cringiest show on the internet. I set up an anonymous form at cringe.coney.gg where people can send me their most embarrassing stories, and a lot of them did, and that's what we're going to look at. It's all fully anonymous, except for their IPs. I got that, so I could look them up if I want to, but I promise I won't. And I got my good friend CringeBot3000 to help me read them. Let's check them out, shall we?
Couple of days ago, I was on my way to work and was running late, so I was speeding to get there.
Okay.
I get stopped by a police officer for going 65 in a 50 and go through the regular license and registration bullshit.
Right.
After a few minutes, the officer comes back and tells me that there has apparently been a 2-year lapse in my car insurance, which is obviously not true. He asks me if I can find an email confirming a recent transaction from my insurance company.
Okay.
So I immediately go into my browser, since that's how I access that specific email
and
that my transaction
last thing you were looking on your browser?
What I didn't realize is that the night before I fell asleep watching an alarming amount of porn, and one of the videos
an alarming amount? Like multiple tabs?
And one of the videos start playing through my car's speakers at full volume, since it is connected to Bluetooth. The officer immediately starts laughing and turns away, saying he'll give me a minute to find it.
Okay. Yeah.
I have never been so embarrassed in my entire life.
It depends on how bad it
the
was,
officer
right?
let me off with a warning, most likely out of pity.
It sounds like you got away with it at that point. That doesn't seem like a bad strategy. Do something humiliating so the cop is like, oh man, this guy's just a kid. That moment was 100% recorded. Yeah, that's on that guy's body cam on the chest, and they're definitely looking at it back at the precinct. If I was those cops, I would try to pull you over at all moments. I'd see if I could get you to do it again, just to see if you're still on it. Again, man? Gooning on the highway, man?
A fart story.
Oh, awesome.
It was just after the turn of the millennium, and I was standing in line at my high school's library to have my books checked out.
People are pogging.
The line was long,
story.
and I realized I had
poop.
to fart. I took a look around, and did so fart, with both precision and stealth, along with the self-assured confidence that comes from the knowledge that you are at the tail end of the line, and thus stand no chance of being detected.
And then a big group comes up behind you. Oh, I hate that. Dude, that's so bad. I've been that guy. People say, what's that smell? Yeah, but they're gonna blame each other before they blame you. Like, if you just look like you're above it, then you're fine. I've done it before, and people are like, oh, what is that? And I just look for it. These two. Such childish antics. I would never do such a thing in public. Not me.
So, too, was this line about to gain some members. Not only that, but there was indeed an odor to this one, and I also remembered that smell can travel in all directions.
Oh, you had an
not just
AoE
in the
one.
backwards direction of the line I was in.
You had a
so
you
I
had
fled
grape
the
shot.
scene at once,
Right.
into the
A
quiet
big splash
bookshelf,
damage.
and decided to hide out until things dissipated a bit.
God.
Moments pass, and it appears I am in the clear when I hear one of the characteristically louder girls in my class exclaim, "Oh my god, it smells like diapers over here." Diapers.
Oh.
Well, that's life, I guess.
What did you eat to cause that? Honestly, nothing bad happened. This isn't cringe. You got away with it. Excellent work, 47. I think that would be rather suspicious, though. If you're in the back of the line and then other people join the line and you run away, I would definitely, you would be suspect number one, I think. You would be public enemy number one.
I was in the 3rd grade at PE. It was a Friday, which means dodgeball day.
Woohoo!
So, the coach set the teams as boys versus girls, and although the girls outnumbered the boys, we were pretty athletic little spawns.
Okay.
Eventually, however, it was just me and 4 girls.
Uh-oh.
I saw the girls, the way they stood. And as I looked at one of their legs, I saw a trajectory mark like from the Green Hornet movie.
Bro, does anyone get that reference? Has anybody seen the Green Hornet? That is an insane deep cut.
If I threw the ball just right, it would bounce from one person to the other.
Does that count?
I turned to the coach and say with as much baritone as my wee lungs could muster,
coach.
"Hey coach, watch this." I turned back to the girls and sprinted to the allowed line. I was one explosive step away from ripping the dodgeball from my hands with the sheer G-force that came off of my fantastical athletic abilities. And then I stepped awkwardly, and then I fell, and then I broke my arm.
Oh, God. Did you scream? Were you screaming? Ow!
I lay flat on the ground, groaning in pain as I clenched my broken arm. And as I writhed,
imagine being that coach. Hey, coach, watch this. Ah!
I looked up to the ceiling, and like vultures, the girls came into my vision, circling me.
Oh, no, middle school
Each
girls
one
are the
individually
meanest.
tagging me out with a dodgeball they must have got from my side of the court.
You're out.
Hey, coach, watch this. Became a running joke for
This
literally
poor
4
kid.
years, and I never truly lived it down.
Why do the girls have to tag you out, man? I think the game is over. Girls get it done.
When I was 12, I had the ingenious idea to circumvent my school's no soda policy by pouring 2 cans of Squirt, my favorite soda, into my opaque water bottle.
Very wise.
At the cafeteria,
Smart.
I put my plan into action.
Yup.
I decide to open the water bottle under the table in case any of my carbonated soda fizzes out of my water bottle.
Sure.
As it turns out, my intuition was somewhat correct, but I had underestimated the amount of carbonation in
Did
the
you
bottle.
get the bubbles?
It
Okay.
explodes out of the top, immediately soaks past the 2 napkins I had used as a defense, and soaks my pants.
Okay.
Specifically, it soaks me in such a way that I absolutely 100% look like I have peed my pants.
Right.
Fortunately, I am sitting alone near the back of the cafeteria, and am able to covertly make an exit to the nearest bathroom, where I try to dry the very obvious stain on my pants with paper towels and a hand dryer.
You're standing up at the hand dryer like this with your pants. Whirr.
It does not work.
No, it doesn't.
I'm starting to panic.
Literally a Mr. Bean bit.
There are 5 minutes until class, and I have a massive pea-like stain on my pants. That will not go away.
Just tell him it's Squirt.
Just then, this kid that
Tell
I think
him it's
everyone saw as the
soda.
weird kid wanders into the bathroom and clocks me immediately.
It's fine.
Before I can even start making an excuse, he tells me that there is a very simple solution to this. I should just use the thing to soak the entirety of my pants, so that the stain is not visible.
I guess then that would create new questions. Why would you come out of the bathroom with entirely soaked pants?
I think this is an extremely wise idea.
I guess.
So I then spend the rest of the school day walking around with pants that are obviously visibly damp. It was very uncomfortable and very naughty.
Yeah, everybody's gonna
However,
see that.
I
then.
think it disguised the soda stain very well, and I still consider it a genius move.
I mean, I guess so. If I see somebody with a stain on the front of their pants, I'm not gonna think they peed themselves. They're gonna be like, oh, that guy was washing his hands and got a little bit too close to the counter. You're an adult, kids aren't as kind. Then you could be the cool kid for not caring. Kids don't care that you don't care. I think I would be very... If I went back to school right now, I would be very cool. You can't just become an adult mentally. I think you should. I think that's the key to not getting embarrassed in high school. Have the mindset of a mid-30s man. You would get shoved in a locker. No, I wouldn't. And if I did, I'd be like, I actually like it in here. It's nice and cozy, and it smells nice. Like old books.
Sophomore year, I had to take a biology class with a teacher who was a cousin twice removed. I sat in the back of the class because I would take naps during lectures. Halfway through one of my naps, I get nudged by a classmate, and I start thinking, oh shit, did he catch me sleeping? But instead, I was given a pack of Sour Patch Kids.
Oh,
and
hell
was
yeah.
asked to eat them and give back the bag once I was done eating them.
What, did you take the mission? Okay, chat, this is an intriguing opening. What happens here? We're gonna play a little game. Spiked Sour Patch Kids? Do they make that?
After returning the package to Wyatt, I just sit back into my chair until I hear a large sniff. I look over and Wyatt is snorting the sour stuff. That sits at the bottom of the bag.
What?
This happened for the rest of the year, and I said nothing
What?
because he kept
What?
giving me food.
That's the end of the story. That's how it ended. What the fuck was that? I never would have guessed that. What did the teacher have to do with anything? What a red herring. They said that the teacher was a cousin, and I was like, oh, that'll That'll come into the play. They're probably embarrassed around family. That had nothing to do with anything. You just had a kid sniffing the bottom of a bag.
This is a story from when I was in college.
Oh, no grades.
There was a nursing mom in one of my classes that would need to leave class every so often to pump. One professor did not realize she needed to do this. So when she got up, he jokingly said, "Are you leaving us? We're going to miss you." She deadpan replied, "I'm a nursing mother," which caused the professor to say sorry. Later that week, I left class to use the bathroom, and when I returned, the same professor asked me if everything was okay with me. I immediately replied, "Sorry, I'm a nursing mother." Nobody laughed.
That's funny. No, I would have laughed. I would have laughed. Do you guys ever have this experience? This happens to me a lot, and I'm not joking, where I have something that's so funny, but I'm not in the right crowd, and I pop it for myself, and I know it like nobody you know what I'm saying? That's very funny. Chatter, this is not cringe. It is cringe because you didn't get a response, but that's very funny. That's really good. All the time, and it relieves me to know you do it too. Yeah, sometimes very often, I do shit that just makes me laugh. I don't care if other people laugh. It's for me, and if somebody laughs, then I've made a friend. I know that there's someone out there that's like me.
I need to tell some small context before the worst part.
Please do.
I was having dinner with my family. My mom and stepdad was annoyed I wasn't done with the homework that was due tomorrow morning, so I just told them I do it right after dinner. As an annoyed teen.
Sure.
I go to my room, and what does my teen mind think of doing first instead of homework on a Thursday evening?
Porn?
Wanting to do the deed.
Right.
And me being so invested in it and not paying attention to anything around me. Hear the door creak open with the lines of my stepdad asking, "Have you done the homework?" And stare right into my soul and make eye contact with me.
Yeah.
He starts to burst laughing and close the door, as I hear Mom from the living room ask him if I done the homework. And he giggles and says, "Oh yeah, he is doing his homework."
Your dad's an asshole. Your stepdad's an asshole. That's something he should keep to himself. What do you mean, W dad? That's L dad. He covered for him, but he's laughing about it. He's like, "Oh yeah, he's doing his homework." Mom knows what that means, and they're definitely going to talk about it later. You don't think they're going to talk about that? My stepdad caught me once, and we never spoke of it at all. He just walked in, and then he walked out, and we didn't make eye contact, and we didn't see, and we just pretended like it never happened. And I think that's how God intended. That's what's supposed to happen. That's what you're supposed to do.
Hey, the worst cringe story I have took place at my first job at a feed and tax store.
Okay.
I had just finished loading hay, which I am allergic to, and so my nose was extremely runny. But being short-staffed, I had to go straight to the register without clearing my nose. I thought I was in the clear. But the moment I rang up the next client, I felt my nose start leaking.
Oh, yuck.
The biggest issue is that right below me I have her credit card in my hand while I am ringing her up.
Here's something for you.
Instead of blowing my nose like a normal human, I proceed to try to catch my snot as it came out of my nose.
Oh, no.
A look of horror on both of our faces as I realized I'm missing it splashed her card completely.
Oh,
I then proceeded to awkwardly wipe the card of my work jeans and tell her, "Wow, it must be allergy season and have a good day."
Runny nose mid-convo feels like failing 50 consecutive QTs. Yeah, what do you address first? Do you finish the conversation? Do you just go like this? Because that's not good, right? Then it's on your arm. Do you bring up your shirt, but then that's gross too? Like, how do you get out of the conversation? It's so bad. There's like no way out there.
It was either first or second grade, but I was at recess with my friends walking around when we saw some weird-looking mushroom plants outside one of the classrooms.
Cool.
Then later I told someone else about the plants, and they told me if you touch those plants, it means you'll die in a week. Me having touched the plant, and thus was doomed to my fate.
All right.
I didn't believe him until the next day when I went to school. The plants were gone, and I knew it was a sign. I spent the rest of the day saying my goodbyes until my parents cleared things up when I told them about it.
Oh, that's adorable. That's the end of the story. Imagine. Dude, okay, if my first or second grader came up to me and said, "Daddy, I'm gonna die in a week. I touched a weird mushroom," I might believe them. I might be like, "Oh no, the school nurse knows mushroom science." They touched the death cap like Super Mario, the poison shroom, and they wouldn't contact the parent. I would rather hear it from my kid. I don't want to hear it from the teacher. They have to send the kid home. Go ahead, tell your parents that you're gonna die in a week.
I shit myself on a zip line.
That's the story. That's the end. I would love to know more. I'm genuinely, there's a lot more, like, did it leave a trail? The guy that had to undo your harness at the end, was he, like, maybe it was one of those Florida zip lines where you go over alligators? I'd be so mad if I was an alligator. I don't think alligators can look up, so it's splashing them. They don't know anything about it. This is my first cringe confessional, and I get this. Hey, thanks for stopping by, man. We got a lot more on YouTube.
So in primary school, me and my friends were heavily obsessed with Naruto.
Who was it?
We loved recreating our favorite fights from different anime and games during recess.
Oh, man.
In this instance, we wanted to recreate the part of Naruto vs. Sasuke, where after doing a crazy combo Naruto launch...
What did Rod just say?
Naruto vs. Sasuke.
Soy Jack? He's in the show? That's what he's from? Cool. Now I have the context. Did your friend get knocked out underwater?
I had the bright idea to climb to the top of the climbing frame, launch myself off it, and strike my best friend in the back of his head with 2 fists.
Cool,
My immediate thoughts were this might be the coolest thing I've ever done until I looked down to see my leg twisted like a pretzel.
Oh!
Yes, I broke my leg doing this.
Okay.
Once I
was
was in the ambulance with my mom and uncle, they obviously asked me how the hell this happened, and I explained it basically the exact way I typed it here with the biggest smile on my face. To this day, I can't explain the combined look of shock and disappointment in my mom's face.
You were good spirits
My
about
uncle,
it, though.
though,
That's cool.
Dapped me up with the exact same smile. It was worth the injury.
Your uncle also likes Naruto? My man. Okay. Wait, for that scene where Naruto pwned Sasuke? My man. Okay. Dap me up, little nephew. You mean the scene where they're in the water and then Naruto hits Sasuke in the... Okay. You got to be Naruto? That's my nephew. I knew your ass wouldn't be Sasuke.
So during COVID, I moved to a state with in-person school. It was hard enough at the time trying to make friends cause it's kinda hard to talk to people with social distancing and masks on. It didn't help that my mom forced me to swallow a raw fucking garlic clove every day because she believed it would help get rid of these really bad parasites.
What the fuck? Is your mom okay? That's not a normal... Does your mom think you're a vampire?
So I had to go to school every day with the most horrid farts ever, making sure no one would want to be in a 15-foot radius of me.
What?
I was basically just Wario and it was awful.
What a fucked up mom. Okay, son, time for breakfast. Is it a full olive clove, garlic clove, the whole thing? Yes, sweetie, as always. Imagine being a parasite in this guy's stomach, like, are you fucking joking? Again? You see that shit coming down the esophagus? No fucking way. A full what? Every day, I would be furious.
One day when I was around 12, 13, all of a sudden a bunch of lost pet posters with the same format and varying colors started popping up.
Aww.
For some reason, I got the idea that this was employed by a pet kidnapping ring to steal people's pets, and I thought that made more sense than people just using a format from a website or something.
You thought Team Rocket was real. You thought Team Rocket was real in abducting pets? You thought this was like a ring of things going around?
I came up with a genius plan to thwart the kidnappers by calling one of the numbers that was missing a cat and saying I had found their lost dog. That way, when they started thanking me, I would know that they didn't actually know which pet I was calling about. My plan backfired when I called one of the numbers, and they excitedly picked up the phone.
No way.
I told them I had seen their lost dog, and their excitement turned to confusion as they told me I didn't lose a dog. I lost a cat. At that moment, I realized that I'm stupid, and obviously it was just a poster template different people were using. I said, oh, and then hung up in shame.
Oh my god, you really thought you were getting to the bottom of something. You were about to expose a criminal ring. You thought you were gonna be awarded the key to the city for that shit.
Hey, Coney.
Hey.
Add 1 to the P story counter.
Yes!
And buckle up.
Yes!
When I was a small child, around 7 or 8, I was really into creepypasta.
Of course.
The issue. Every story horrified me and made me unable to sleep that night. And as a kid, I thought they were real.
Dude, you're
One day
Piglet
I was
as a
home
kid,
alone
sure.
and my mom told me to do the laundry.
Uh-huh.
I was convinced Jeff the killer was in my laundry room.
Specifically, Jeff the Killer? That one? Not like a serial killer. Or like, I don't know, Jason, but Jeff the Killer in particular?
I was so scared
Vacuum,
I locked
maybe.
myself out on the porch. If the door was locked, Jeff couldn't get me. Then the need to pee hit me.
Okay.
I was too scared to go back inside. Jeff the killer was in there.
I know, you
Then
told
my
me.
eyes said on the litter box, I hope to God no one saw 8-year-old me awkwardly peeing into my litter box.
It's pretty smart to go there,
I then
though.
cried on my front porch waiting for my parents to get home and check the house for Jeff the killer.
What if Jeff the killer killed your parents? What if you led them straight into Jeff's trap? Oh, that's the end of the story. And you didn't have to do the laundry. Good point. W scam. Well done.
So, I've pretty much been a gamer my whole life and had a friend who was a big Sonic fan.
Ugh.
He told me to check out the Sonic comics, so I did and they were pretty good. One day on the bus, I was reading one that focused solely on the character Sally Acorn.
Oh my god, I feel like I've heard this story like 10 times. Why is it always Sally?
And for some strange reason this particular comic was more incriminating than usual. Like I'm talking full-page panels of Sally getting into a pool. Now I was young, so I didn't really know what a furry was at this point, but I still knew that this looked bad. So, in my 10-year-old wisdom, I said something to the kids behind me like, "Come on guys, she's an animal," which only got me more laughs.
Guys, come on, she's an animal. I'm not gonna fuck the squirrel, okay? Why would I want to do that? That would be so embarrassing.
Thankfully, I never interacted with those kids again, but that was definitely the point when I stopped reading the Sonic comics.
Might have been the best response. I don't think there's any way you get out of that, if I'm honest. Hey, man. Oh, my God. You're a Sally guy. Okay. Can I have a confession? I'm not a furry, as we all know. But, and I was never into Sally. Whoever that bunny was, I just liked her voice. I loved her voice. It's not Cream. Bunny Rabbit, is that it? She was a robot, you sick fuck. Was she? That's Dexter's voice actor? Wait, Dexter? Dexter's Lab, Dexter? You like the Creole Louisiana accent like Rogue? I always know Rouge Rogue. I mean, Rogue is like perhaps the hottest character in fictional media to me. X-Men, not the fucking bat. Not the bat. Guys, the X-Men. It's the voice. I think it's the eye makeup. I think it is. She wasn't a robot. Well, not here. Don't scroll. Oh my God, you're right. What am I doing? I can't. Hey, 5 subs, I'll hit page down once. Second page down was way worse. Let me see what would have happened if I went 3. Oh, she's naked. I'll be the judge of that. Yeah, you go ahead. I'll leave it up to you.
When we age, we lose a part of ourselves.
True.
Maybe our innocence, our sincerity, curiosity.
Sure.
As a child, I had an insatiable curiosity. Every moment was a riddle to be solved, a mystery to be unraveled, and no matter what, I would not be deterred from my pursuit of truth.
Poop story incoming.
This resolve burned in the eyes of the 8-year-old boy fearlessly staring down his target through the gunk that clouded the school bathroom mirror. His eyes shifted past his reflection as he washed his hands, and he had found his mark. Another boy, a classmate, who had never been confronted by his parents about his nasty habit of exposing his complete lower half while urinating.
The visual is so crystal clear to me. It's just imagining you just looking into the mirror and seeing just the fucking Butters kid in the back, just all the way down. This story is beaming images into my mind. This is evocative.
The boy at the sink took a paper towel and dried his hands. An action followed curiously by the sound of yet more paper rustling and running water. He wondered if the mechanics of a plaster wall were similar to those of human skin. He cocked his arm, aimed, fired. A wet slap emanated from the urinating boy's right buttock, and he turned just in time to see his classmate's dripping hands fumble with the door handle as he sprinted from the scene of the crime in abject humiliation.
Ow!
The thrower never did learn if his hypothesis was correct. If he did manage to catch a glimpse of his work on the way out of the bathroom, the memory was replaced just a few hours later by one of his parents reading a letter from the school, and the hour-long scolding that followed shortly thereafter.
How did they catch you? How did they catch you? That's the perfect crime.
A part of me died that day, and I can't say that I miss him.
I can't believe they caught you for that one. I thought you were gonna get away with it. When you're a kid, you just do fucked up shit like that just to try it. Your brain just, you're always looking for the next thing. This stream has been a journey I didn't expect to be on. It's been quite a night, but unfortunately, it's come to an end. It's over, guys. That was the last story. I didn't want to tell you. I don't want to tell you to make you sad. YouTube, I'm sorry, but it's over, and you made it to the end. Like and subscribe, or else it's over, thank God. Yeah, it was a fucked up night, for sure. It was a fucked up night. If you're watching on YouTube, you missed a lot tonight. You did. You should probably be thankful. Usually you miss a lot of good stuff. Tonight, not as much. You missed a lot of bad crap that probably got cut out, which is a good thing.